We up, let's live. We up live, Jimmy. Pardon me.
Track City Radio, hood famous. Let go.
Dio the Chopping Dog was happening. That boy Remo the A&R, I see you.
Coalition DJs.
Hey, without no further ado, because we going to get right to business. You know, we got a special guest in the building, the marketing director of the DMV division of the Coalition DJs, none other than Big G. Big G, come on and pop you up. You already know what. We ain't going to go on. We already know we can keep it a little clean in here. Come on ahead and talk your stuff, G, and plug up your socials and stuff like that.
Hey, what's going on? Thanks for having me, y'all.
Oh,
y'all
man,
hear me
it's
good?
a pleasure. Yes, we can, G. It's a pleasure having you.
Yes.
Nasty was going crazy on the James Brown break, playing Car Wash. That's what my dad used to listen to, man. I appreciate you having that in there in case any. I did put it out to a lot of people that's older than me, my family, and you know, you got older folks that are checking in on you, so I don't want them to be I don't want them to be scared off by the foulness. So that was awesome, man. Thank you. I appreciate it.
I know, bro. I appreciate it. Plug your socials real quick for him, Gene. Tell them who you are real quick.
Yeah, you can follow me on Instagram. You can follow me at Eugene EUGENEO Smith. Yeah, at Eugene O Smith. You can find me there. Other than IG, I really don't. I'm really not a social media person like that. So.
Absolutely. Remo, take the wheel, man. This is my special guest. This is my big bro.
Yeah.
This is family. So you and Dior, go ahead. You know how we do it. I catch the back end. Let's start out. Let's get going. Gene, I appreciate you pulling up and on time, King, man. That means so much to me. A lot of people that that's busy and got things going on, man. And when they pull up on time, bro, you know how it is. We've been in the military. We Libras. You know, we follow a lot of the same codes, bro. So salute you, King. I appreciate it. Remo, you got it. Let's go.
I mean, you already know I got it. I'm Remo the A-Dog, y'all out there. I got Gene with me right now, Gene. So let me go into a couple of these questions. He says, I hear a lot of artists say, well, there's no gatekeepers in the game like it used to be. And I just wanted to know, how do you feel about that, not having so many gatekeepers? Is it a good thing or is it a bad thing? Do we need it or don't we?
Yeah, that's a great question, man. Because what's really happened is technology. If you track what's been happening with music, as long as I've been tracking it, you'll see that every time there's a shift in technology, right? The trend changes, technology changes, and with technology changes, there's a small group of people at the top that are always going to be there. It's about relationships, and they have relationships. And the relationships are backed with money. And that makes it so that you can have certain artists that have a better potential success than others. So that's always going to be there. But there has been a lot of those middlemen have been erased because of the technology. And so every time there's new technology, you see something, there's a huge change. And I've been tracking it. And recently, like, I wrote something about how when, I don't know if some of y'all are too young to remember Napster and Kazaa. But this was a file sharing protocol that allowed you to share pieces of your MP3 file with anyone in the world that also had the same MP3 file or wanted that MP3 file. So when that happened, there was a huge disruption. It was a disruptor because now instead of having, wax imprinted 12-inch vinyl LPs that you had to purchase from the store, or it
Right.
changed to a cassette, to an 8-track, analog cassette tape. Then it turned into a CD, and then it turned into just a file. And you saw there was legal action that was taken. They took Eminem. Eminem took his fans to court. A lot of different artists stepped in, and they shut down Napster. And then at that exact time, you saw Apple Music created iTunes, and when you click that button that said "Okay, install iTunes," it locked down all files that weren't official, and you could have like all your music could just be dead. You couldn't get it out. You couldn't. It couldn't. It had to stay there. It was
Wow.
genius for Apple because what they did was they made things. They brought things back to being official. So they took these digital assets and they basically securitized them for the industry across anyone's music system that wanted to use an iPod. And of course, they marketed the heck out of iPod, and they're one of the, if not the richest company worth $1 trillion on the planet since doing that. So
Wow, that's incredible. Now I've seen the change in sort of like Spotify. You see how they say if artists ain't reaching 1,000 fans, I guess, or streams per year, they'll be taking some of their stuff away. I see UMG has went up and just took their stuff off of TikTok, and TikTok itself is having this big crisis now where they have to sell the company or leave the U.S. market. Collaborate on that, because that's
yeah,
like a big shift for artists and as promoters and stuff as well.
yep. So when I was a kid, people used to go to record stores, look through albums, look through CDs,
Me
look
too.
through cassette tapes, and make a purchase. And they track those as units. And so the evolution of that after MP3s, after Apple iTunes, um, became DSPs, digital streaming platforms, and that's how artists are entitled to royalties from their streaming royalties from their mechanical, right? It's your mechanical rights. Um, so when with DSPs, you have you have Amazon, you have Pandora, you have Apple Music, Tidal, Spotify, all of these different DSPs, digital streaming platforms, are responsible for hosting artists' files, their recordings, and making them accessible to their market. So that's become the new shelf, the new waxy maxis, what they used to call, like you'd go into a place to purchase it. So that's where people are selecting. That's how they show that they're consuming the product. So the products are now placed there now. So Universal owns 14% of Spotify, which should
Wow.
be challenged by some. So you want to talk about gatekeeping? We're talking about a whole nother level because most artists don't understand that. How are they supposed to be paying you, but they own 14% of your distribution, but they're distributing to themselves and they're taking money on the back end and they're selling ads with your money and they're not busting down the share. But so, and they're paying you 0.00369 cent per play,
And they make you pay for the ads.
and they making you see what I'm saying? So it's when you start just doing more research about how this what they call it's a value chain. When you start tracking your value chain, it can get really it can get daunting. It's a whole lot of studying, a whole lot of learning that you have to be done, and but it's necessary if you want to devise a plan to get around these gatekeepers and to maximize your value in this market. Because with TuneCore and DistroKid, when you introduce those easy upload systems and you make everybody think that that's the same distribution as what Warner Brothers and Sony and Universal has, you make them
Right.
think that. It looks really good on the page. Oh, you mean just $20 and I'm going to get the same thing? No, it's not. You're not getting the same thing. You're not, artists. You're not getting, for your $99 package at DistroKid, you're not getting the same thing as a major distribution deal. All right.
Right.
So that you gotta think about it. Like, you're not getting what they're getting. You're getting what they're offering you, which is a limited distribution package. But
Wow.
ultimately, it doesn't pay off. It doesn't end well because the people that are hosting the information have to pay for that. They have to pay for those files to be stored there. And in 2023, when the numbers came out, it showed that there was, this is crazy. This is a crazy number. It said that the 20 million, 32 million files, recordings had been uploaded and played 0 times. That means your
Wow.
music was so terrible that you didn't even want to hear it once. That's what that
I was
means.
getting ready to say
Yo,
that. Did
you
they
gotta at
not
least
play
go
their
stream
own
yourself.
music?
Like
Wow.
if you can't stream yourself, man, what are we doing? Like facts.
Hey, man.
That
Thank you, Gene, for just coming through with stuff. I definitely want to get back to you. I am going to get back to you later on, but I want to give my co-hosts and stuff and everybody else a chance. Dior, First Lady, wants to come on and definitely speak her mind and ask a couple of questions. Dior, I know you got something for Mr. Gene.
Hey, how you doing? Thanks for coming on with us this evening.
Hey Dior, how you doing?
I'm doing great, thank you. So you're the founder of DC Life magazine. What made you really start that up?
Well, there's the good answer and then there's the rough one. I'm gonna give
Uh-oh.
y'all the rough one. See, when I was a kid, there was this movie called Boomerang that had Eddie Murphy in it, and there were these two women that I absolutely adored, Holly Berry and what was the other child? Oh my God,
Robin
Robin
Givens.
Givens. Oh my God, I had a brain fart. So Holly Berry and Robin Givens were fighting over Eddie Murphy ugly ass. And I was like, oh, how can that happen? How can that happen? How do I do that? And he worked at a magazine. I said, you know what? I want to have a magazine. So ever since then, I kind of just saw myself being being in that situation. As I learned more and more about the plight of the American black man in the media in the United States of America, I said I have to own some landscape for my people so that we can have some control of our narrative. And I realized that the way of doing that is through diversity. That's where you really find true allies in any situation. If somebody is taking time to come and learn about your culture and they're being authentic, that's a true ally. So I created diverse creative life, and I wanted to share cultural experiences like food, art, and just people in power and just things that are happening from a true perspective, and invite people out in DC to come to these events for charity events. And I started getting invited to embassies and started getting flown to different places to experience different things and report on it. And before you know it, it's been 10 years. I have a whole network now called the Life Diverse Network with LA Life and New York Life and Atlanta Life Magazine and DC Life Magazine, Chicago Life Magazine. So I use those as as a launch point for good stories. When I find someone who has, and this is something artists should understand, if you aren't making music that is shareable by mainstream media, then you're limiting how many people have access to you. And in foreign, they call them foreign telcos. We have an FCC that checks to see whether your music is is clear to share. If if it's obscene, it won't pass obscenity laws, then it's not going to get included in a huge amount of databases. And so you want to make a clean version or a radio edit for everything that you record, artists. If anyone's listening to this, if y'all out here, understand that you have to have that just so you can introduce people into your catalog and allow people like myself who have, who have to pass FCC guidelines, we have something that we can share with an audience. Because my audience is highly educated, affluent people that are into supporting artists, but if I introduce them to something and you say the N word 17 times in the first 30 seconds, I'm not going to share it. I could lose my fan base that way. So, yeah, that's what I started it for, was really about sharing cultural diversity and outline, being able to conserve our authentic voice and do some protective work for me and my people. So,
That's what's
That's
up.
fire. That's real fire.
thank you.
Okay, so I seen something about you to be like a watercraft engineer in the U.S. Army. So
Hey.
how is life now? Like, if you look back from that to now, like, how does all that reflect on your decisions that you made?
Well, it's pretty consistent. The reason why I chose to be a watercraft engineer is because I didn't want to go and I didn't want to commit to active duty. And when I started, I went to take my ASVAB and they said you could be whatever you want. And I was like, can I be a pilot? They were like, yeah, you could be a pilot. You could fly planes and helicopters. I said, cool. But you got to you got to do 8 years. You can't do reserve. I was like, I got to go active duty. They said, yes. I said, well, no, give me the highest ASVAB score needed for a reservist job closest to my house. And it turned out to be Fort Belvoir, Virginia, as a watercraft engineer. So I went to school and learned hydraulics and plumbing and shipboard maintenance and how to, take care of a ship. And that's what I did for 8 years in the military. So yeah, I was kind of
That's
lazy.
real dope.
For
It's
sure.
not really late. At least you had hands on and had knowledge of stuff when you got older and stuff. That's fire.
Yeah, I became a diesel mechanic. I know how to work with my hands. I know how to do electronics, but it's really about I taught myself through that process that if you have discipline, you can learn anything. And it worked because I before I went in, I had just gotten a computer informations systems degree, and I had become a database and programmer, and now I'm seeing how the industry of music is moving towards what I've been doing since 1996, which is because a DSP, a digital streaming platform, is nothing but a search engine, and a search engine is just a database. So I understand how to manipulate databases, which is how I keep traffic coming to DC Life Magazine and the Life Diverse Network. And now I'm transitioning my skill set into music catalogs and understanding what music administration is and doing that and providing that service for my DJs and artists as well.
That's real dope. And my last question. So in college, when you was in college, I know they used to have you be the main person playing the music at the parties and things. Well, that was the reason why you wanted to get into the industry?
No, no. In college, I was playing football in college until I tore my ACL. I didn't. I played songs that people hadn't heard before because I was normally from somewhere else and I had an
Yeah, that
eclectic
part.
music
That's
sense.
what I
Yeah,
meant. Yeah.
yeah. And I mean, you introduce people from the football team that are normally from Florida. Half of every football team in America is from dudes from Florida and Georgia. There's some awesome athletes there. Shout out Florida. But yeah, they hadn't heard or experienced go-go before, and go-go is something that was really, it's really centered in Washington D.C. and around the outlying area. And but if you don't know go-go, you don't know what to do with it, and it's better experienced live. So I was introducing a lot of people to go-go. Shout out DJ Nuff said.
All right, Nasty.
Hey, yo, shout to my team, man, doing their homework. Dior, I salute you, Queen. Dior always come with, like such great questions from doing homework, things that, my co-hosts don't know about most of the guests that come on. And to do the research, man, means a lot to me to see my team when they grind. So first and foremost, shout out to y'all, man. The good questions. Y'all always take the good questions. I be over here scrambling while y'all talking. I be like, damn, that was a good question. Yeah, Gene, welcome to the show, bro. This is my big bro, y'all. Me and Jimmy rocking out, I think, going on maybe 5 years, close to 5 years for some change. He's with Coalition DJs DMV, man. He's been helping me so much since I've been in the game since Alexis plugged me in with him. Gene, man, I got different questions. Some of my questions kind of biased because I'm around you a little bit, man. You really like a big bro to me. You do a whole lot, bro. Let's talk about some things that you're marketing, some brands that you're standing on right now. What are some of the things you're standing on as your brand and what you're into right now?
Well, recently, understanding the music industry and the process that we've gone through, I want people to understand that my brand and what brands I'm focused on are sometimes set up for future development. So I don't want to move forward with the interview without talking about some of the people that that we've lost, because it just means a lot to me to mention. Shani Baby, I was working with her brand. She was a part of the Coalition DJs DMV, and she tragically had lost her life. Chucky Thompson, we lost to COVID. He was definitely somebody that I convened with and learned a lot from. Chucky always was supportive, super cool, super great guy. And of course, can't forget BP Beasy. We lost him. Another tragic loss of one of our DJs. And that those three events really helped me focus more and more on what I was doing and how precious time is, you know. So learning about the business, I was like hesitant to create a brand and stand on any brand until I understood um, collectively what we could possibly do. So with the Coalition DJs, DMV, and when Sleep brought me to play, I had already had the idea of doing something similar with DJs, but not to the extent that we have it now. And the Coalition DJs is a brand that I'm pushing that um, I don't feel that we should tread on lightly, but I also understand that it's a jump off brand. Everybody else's brand can excel based on the fact that we got a lot of DJs that come together around this one. So Coalition DJs DMV is of course a brand that I'm pushing when it comes to music first and foremost. Um,
Coalition DJs.
Gotta get that.
yeah. So and then yeah, we got to understand that with Coalition DJs, it's really a feeder system for me to be able to build off like a music sync brand. So I have music sync shop is how I plan on shopping different artists, songs and recordings for video games, for movies, for licensing, for commercials. I feel like using my network, Life Diverse Network, I have a better chance because I get people asking for these types of things, whereas an artist on his everyday might not have that type of opportunity. And
Absolutely.
the last thing is the future of music is moving to decentralization, because once artists understand that you're creating a digital asset, then the next step is securitizing it yourself. There's really no independence if someone else is securitizing your asset. So me as a technical administrator, I'm a music administrator, which is that's what happened to the A&R position. That's what's happening
Yes.
to the A&R position, I should say. It's moving into that. Um, it's moving away from radio. It's moving into digital algorithms. People need to be able to understand those. I can predict those. I can read those. I can create that. And like I said, the music's coming. The music industry's coming to where I've been at for 25 years. And the NFTs, the smart contracts that bind songs and help artists to securitize their own songs, that's what the future is. I told y'all about the cassette tape. I told you about the 12-inch vinyl LPs. We've moved on from the MP3 files and Napster, and now we're streaming. Well, guess what? The next step is decentralizing and creating a financial asset, and that's going to be an NFT or a form of NFT. So I have NFT Top 40 is that future brand that I feel like I need to be
Absolutely.
setting up.
Absolutely. Something big I think a lot of people don't understand what we do as coalition DJs is we help indie artists, you know what I'm saying, for the most part, too. Um, I hate to say the word local, you know, I've grown from that word local. I use indie, and I think a lot of artists don't understand indie is short for independent. You know what I'm saying? Independent artists. Um, what what services or things do you have, or can artists even get in touch with you other than go through DJs to get to you or end up, you know, linking with you? Do you have any services that you provide for artists that may want to tap in with you to see, you know, anything off record? Do you do direct dealings with artists, or how can artists get in the loop with some of the things that you're creating and formulating?
Well, the best advice I can give an artist is to have a business manager, and I would be the person that would be a part of that your business manager would interface with, because of the fact that normally artists aren't supposed to be outside of the creative space for too long, and to in order to do business on the level that I'm at right now with the things that I'm talking about, you have to be able to shift from talking about algorithms, reading charts, developing a brand and image awareness. So I was talking with Gorilla Zoe last night, and I was asking him. I said, "Hey, with your new sound, you got a live guitarist, electric guitarist jumping off the stage with you. You can do festivals. When's the last time you did a photo shoot?" He said South by Southwest. I was like, well, was it outdoors or indoors? Because if you think about the imagery, when you think about an urban artist, they're normally inside. They might have some sunglasses on and be inside. You know
Yes,
what I'm saying?
yes,
Like a lot of things that wouldn't make sense for a festival artist that's outside. He can now increase the size of his brand. He can take some outdoor sunny photographs. They don't have to be locked down in an urban smoky setting, because he's doing a brand. He's changing his brand, and so that's the type of consultation that I would provide. But that would be more for the business manager because they would be able to discuss the budget for the photographer, not necessarily me. But I just try to get things lined up and do some consultation so that I can have the artist in the best position to win when we do release. I have distribution. I have a distribution deal through In Grooves Music, and it's global, and that means something because I've tested it. If I release a song, it's not only going to be in what you find with TuneCore and DistroKid or these local, um, you know, distribution sources, but it's also going to be in the DSPs overseas, which is why it's so important to me to have a clean version because in a lot of those foreign telcos, they won't allow the use of certain words. They just don't have the same. It's not the same. It's not the same laws as here in the United States. So you have to have a
For
clean
sure.
version if you want to go global.
You almost went straight to my next question, but before we do, can you resume your camera back out so we can see that exclusive shirt that you're wearing for a second?
You like that? I know.
I do. Yeah, I really do. Like,
right? That's that.
Wait a
That's
minute,
that millionaire mindset.
Millionaire mindset.
That.
Could you please explain to them? Hold on. Tell them what you're wearing. How did you get it? And what is it? And
See,
the quality. The quality.
This hoodie is special to me. This hoodie is special to me because when the official Coalition DJs DMV DJ of the Year for 2023, DJ Nasty Nice, when he told me he was getting into this marketing and branding on the form of T-shirts, hoodies, apparel, and I told him, I said, man, I want to invest in and get a couple hoodies. So I got a couple hoodies for a podcast that I was helping a friend of mine down in Atlanta. I got a podcast. I got one for a webinar that I had created for my NFT Top 40 brand.
Yes.
And he made this one for me as well and sent it to me. So we had a great exchange, and the quality of this T-shirt has been holding up really nicely.
I appreciate
the shirt, man. I wanted to wear and rep your brand while I was on here.
Yo, bro, that's big. Like, that has got me so excited, bro. I know you're a super supporter, bro, but like how you came on with the merch, you know what I'm saying, officially Nasty Nice merch, I had to come on with the proper music, with the proper introduction for you as well. You know what I'm saying? This is what brotherhood do. Gene definitely supports, man. He got the Out the Dirt, if I'm not mistaken, Out the Dirt, what is it, podcast?
Yeah, it's Out the Dirt.
Out the Dirt podcast, and he had the NFT Top 40, right?
Yep.
Okay, he had that one made, and then he came out with the millionaire mindset, man. Like, yo, that's dope. Got the merch on, that's big. We in the building. Big shout out to DJ Tank Beast tapping on the radio station, supporting Coalition. We in the building. Hey, Jen, you do a whole lot too, bro. You know what I'm saying? You got the DJs in the DMV market. You got all of us registered, and got IP codes and stuff. How important is what you formulated for us as DJs? How important is that for artists to pay attention to what we're doing? Because I preach it a lot, bro, and I think sometimes it takes another person, like, you go to court, you got a felony, you need a lawyer, they ain't gonna listen to you. So I kind of feel like that as a DJ trying to reach the artist, like, man, if you ain't got someone else telling me, I don't want to hear it. But how important is the system you've created for the DJs in the Coalition DMV? Because not all the Coalition DJs have per se doing or done what you said maybe, but I know what we're formulating in our division and how valuable it is. Could you explain to them what's valuable about that for the DJs and the artists as well by having all of us register and what we offer to bring to the table?
Yeah, excellent question, man. Thank you. Yeah, a lot of times it is difficult to get people to understand what they don't know. And it's hard to believe somebody who's sitting next to you and you've seen them for 5 years sit right next to you. I understand how that works. But yeah, first off, I'm always going to support, because the whole purpose early on with this was my mission was to create a music economy in the DMV. There is no music, quote unquote, industry in the DMV. It's normally in Atlanta, LA, New York. People know where it is, but it's not here. So in order to do that, I needed to unite the DMV. And I wanted to do that through DJs, not only because I had already started, but also because my friend Sleep had already came with a brand that could help us do that. So the reason why, my mission is ultimately to raise the vibration of the music. And in order for me to release globally, it's going to have a clean edit. So you might as well make because when you raise the vibration and not going to go global with it, I got a bigger market for it. That particular recording is now more valuable. So you raise your vibration, you raise your value. And I only could do that by getting hands on. I could only stay hands on by shedding all my judgment of what I thought was going on and happening in strip clubs and who those people were, by actually being there and getting to know people. So that's why we have the brotherhood that we have, is because you have to stick in there, and you have to like let people be who they are and celebrate them. But when it comes to the IPI numbers, this was just the key. This is like step one of securitizing your publishing. So if I have a distribution deal, I would take the place of the distributor, and I could create a label. But anyone who comes to me and needs distribution can become a label as well if they're registered as a publisher, because publisher, imprint, label, it's all the same thing. It's really what is encoded on that recording for the split sheets, and who is directing those split sheets is the distributor. So that's the only reason. So the whole point of the coalition DJs having those IPI numbers is so we can get credit from the back end, because it will never be an industry here if we don't start paying each other with money. I've seen a lot of people paying each other with weed, but
Ah,
but
hey,
but that don't work.
that's crazy, because right before you said that, I'm like, all right, look, I got my internet. I'm clipping clips as we go live. And right when I stopped, you said it was like perfect timing. But yeah, the facts, big facts. And they paying the
You can't
DJs
pay
with
me
bottles.
weed. I don't want your weed. I need money.
Facts.
My wife needs money.
We
I
don't-
gotta have money.
We don't
You know what
want
I'm saying?
your bottles. That's fine. That's a compliment. But yo, we actually need financial funding to what we're doing.
Yeah, and look, if you increase the value of your catalog, so the goal was this: if we have a network of DJs in 17 markets across the country, they're gonna play music that they don't like. Sometimes they're gonna play music from people that are total strangers, but they'll be more likely and be more happy to play it if they did know the person, because it was their brother and a sister chapter in another market somewhere. So that's the reason why when you say local, the DJs need to be local, but the talent needs to be independent, because the DJs select the sound for their locale. And that's why there's 17 different markets. That's why there's Atlanta, Oklahoma City. That's why there's Memphis, Detroit, and LA. And, they all have their own unique sound, and they stand on it for that city, because they're in the clubs and they're watching the response from the patrons of those nightlife experiential marketed people right there. So there's a method to all of this. And most people don't talk about it like that, because they haven't been formally trained in marketing and information systems. But it's coming here now, and I need to be the person to let y'all know I've been doing this. I feel comfortable doing this as a music administrator. The IPI numbers allows each one of our DJs to now remix your version of your song, and as a label or as a co-label event, and distribute it through me globally. And that way, when they distribute it throughout all the 17 markets, you're going to get a lot more plays, a lot more Shazams. All that leads to a more valuable asset, and a catalog full of valuable assets allows you to leverage it for more money.
Absolutely. And to break it down in simpler terms and layman terms, as we would say, it allows the DJ to be able to get his credit direct and help you at the same time. Literally. Like, I mean, just the breakdown, like, because if we're going to put the time to push it and play it, and, we're just taking your natural song, we're just trying to get a little credit for the extra push that you already have going, or the direction it may be going. I love dealing with artists that has already a little bit of motion, and we could just give it a little bit of push. And, if anybody never had a 5-speed, that know that you can, pop the clutch and start the car. It's kind of like that. Like, you got one person pushing, and the moped ain't got enough. The dirt bike, and you just need one more push. And the coalition DJs is that one more push that, like, we all push it, and then it's like, boom, we got that start up. Like, yeah, and then when you get to where you're going, you're going to be like, yo, them coalition DJ guys, man, I was stuck in the middle of nowhere heading to L.A. I was in the middle of Kansas, no gas for 10,000 miles, and coalition DJs put up beside me and just pushed it, and we kickstarted. And there was, artists been pushing for days and weeks and years, and then finally get in the coalition loop with what we're doing, and we're just pushing what you got to take it to the next level. And at the same time, we're just trying to do it correctly, paperwork-wise, so we can get the credit for that extra push we gave you. And at the same time, you get your credit as an artist. That's your song. We're not trying to take it. We're just trying to push it. You know what I'm saying? I want artists to understand that when y'all start seeing us go crazy with the stem, we're about to go crazy. Hey, man, look, before I play one more song, Gene, you got about 10, 15 more in you, Gene? Maybe 10, 15 more?
Yeah, man.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So I'm going to let Remo get some questions in, man. I know I went crazy, man. You family, bro. You came to festivals in my city. You pulled up on me, bro. You been networking, Gene. You work crazy, bro. I just want to give you your flowers right now on the radio on 8 stations live for everything you do, Gene, man. You work hard. I mean, you work crazy hard, Gene. You go on overdrive. You do things that you don't have to do. You want to see people succeed. You take your time out. I got to ask this. How do you balance your career, your goals, your dreams, your objectives, your priorities, and family life and personal time? How do you balance it, Mr. Libra?
Well, to be honest with you, I learned that it's really about alignment, because if I can, there's only all have limited amount of energy, and if I can place my energy in something that is aligned with the finish line, yeah, you know what I mean. If it becomes a part of my path, and that's really why it didn't make sense for me. I tried to quit the Coalition DJs the second week when I said get there at stadium at this time because I don't want to go inside the strip club. I have a wife and 2 daughters and a son. I don't need to be at a strip club as a married man.
Facts.
And I was like, just letting them know. So I get there. This is week 2, and nobody's there until like 11:30, and I'm yelling at sleep like, these people don't respect my time. I'm out.
Facts. Yes.
So what I had to do was I had to actually get to know them, and it was work. It really was, because I've never hung out with people younger than me. I've only hung out with people older than me my whole life.
Me too, bro.
So by doing that, I really realized that alignment works. And generationally, if the young folks don't listen to the older folks, then they're dead in the water. And if the old folks don't listen to the young folks and share information, we're dead.
Yes.
But if we do, we can literally jump
Words.
time. We can literally
yes.
time travel.
Bro, I heard Karis One say that. Like, oh, man. Gene, I know we be in the meetings every Monday, bro. You share a lot of stuff, video clips and things, and I'm one of the ones, like, I seen that. I know exactly what Gene talking about. Things be so relatable, man, once you align yourself up, man. This is great conversation, bro. Let me get to one song, come back. I'm going to let Remo jump back in, and maybe my co-host Dior, she's still in the building. She's out here on tour. She's doing her thing. She's with the modeling thing. She's co-hosting an event. She's out in Carolina. She's traveling. She out there working. Big Jimmy J, one of my managers in the box. Big Jimmy J. So we in here, the Nasty Night Show. Big Jen, y'all know what it is, the music administrator in the building. I think I'm going to change my A&R title to music administrator. I'm
Come on over.
I'm an MA. I'm about to be an MA, yo. Like, I'm an MA right now. Like, y'all be A&R. Hey, Remo, you heard what Chubb said last night, bro. So I think me and you MAs right now, Remo. We MA. we MAs. I just pay the bill real quick. It didn't take but like 60 seconds, man. Let's go. Big shout to Big Gip, man. James Worthy, man. Y'all know Big Gip from Goody Mob, man. Let's go, man. Trap City.
#1 in the streets.
It'll burn and burn and burn.
Hip Hop Radio.
Online and on our app.
Her. About the mud, still running like I'm trying to get my way.
LMA. Doji. Nicki Minaj.
Only on them seas if it's breeze. Red ruby the sleeves, Chinese on my sleeve. These wanna be Chun-Li.
The house is now on fire.
Coalition
DJ Nasty Night.
I love this single. Every time I tag Gip, he shared this joint, man. I salute him. He a real one. What up, Gip Goody? We got the music administrator, DJ Beige, a.k.a. Gene, in the building.
Coalition Trap City Radio. Hood famous.
Everybody share the radio. I see y'all tapping in. Let's go.
4, 5, 6 stars gone, bitch, please. Ain't no
Dior the chocolate dog was happening. That boy Remo the A&R, I see you.
Acres in the front, acres in the back, keep a pun in the middle.
We on top of the world this year.
Let me slow it down, let the world see. Let me slow it down and let your girl see. It's the G double with the 2 T's. More ways, more plays, hot, more trees. Kill the goat from the south, sweet pea. East Point.
Everybody put one finger up. Tell me. I ain't gonna sing. Let me stop. I love that song right there, man. Give Goody. James Worthy, man. Top of the world. TOTW. We break hits.
Coalition DJs.
Remo, you still there, man? I ain't mean to go crazy, man. Gina here with the crazy answers, bro. He's giving out free game, man. Artists, man, if y'all not paying attention, I don't know what else to tell you. I am Mr. Cheat Code. I'm giving you the easiest possible way out. You don't have to play the odds. All you got to do is believe in yourself, listen to the rules, follow the guidelines, find your lane, and work. Just go. It's here. That's what we're here to do. Free game, man. Free Friday. We in the building. Remo the A&R, you still with me? Shout out to my co-host.
Man, you already know. I'm always here.
I know you got something, Remo. Everybody been patient. I looked over the box. I said, yo, hold on. I got to pass the mic. I said, but Gene rocking out with us, man. You know how it is when it get good, bro.
All right, though. Yeah, I got some questions, of course. You already know. So, yeah, it's Remo the A&R, Gene, again.
Remo.
All right, so.
Hold on, Remo.
I know
y'all met before, Gene, at the festival. Reem was in the wheelchair. I don't know if you remember.
Yeah, I remember.
Yes.
I remember.
That's big bro. Yeah. So all right, just make sure everybody know we family. Sleep doing well too, man. Sleep we had him in shout out to Remo. You came into the coalition review on one Wednesday. Remember Remo? We had you in there.
Yeah.
And went around the room, and sleep through you the mic. I don't think you was ready for that one. Like Remo was like, oh yeah, Remo there.
Yeah, that was dope.
Yeah,
that was dope.
Caught you off guard, didn't he? Yeah. Big shout out to Sleep
dope.
Don't Reach, man. We just had a live interview with him as well, man. Go ahead, Remo. I apologize.
It's all right. It's all good. It's all good. I love when you reminisce. Hey, so I know y'all started New Music Wednesdays on in the DMV area with the Coalition DJs on your showcasing. But I wanted to know, because, everything eventually evolves into something bigger. Where do you see the showcasing going with Coalition in the future? And where do you see it like transforming into like maybe something like television or something? Because you do live showcasing. I mean, where do you see it going?
That's a great question, man, because we just transitioned to New Music Tour. So we didn't lose the branding on New Music Wednesdays or New Music Thursdays. I got newmusicwednesdays.com and newmusicthursdays.com. That was what we needed at the time because we were trying to get the DJs to collab and come together from different markets on one day, and we were trying to find the least busy day because we have the top DJs in each city. So if we have the top DJs in each market, they're normally busy on the weekends and the days when. So we're stuck between this entertainment session and the actual business, the industry session. And out of town artists find it real difficult to come, maybe fly in from Alabama or fly in from LA for one night and then turn around, come back. And that's just one market because we were just doing one night in each market. So the tour allowed us to do a 3-day tour. We do Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday now, once a month. And so now we can attract larger scale artists to the platform because they can come get an Airbnb somewhere in the middle and be able to make all 3 nights. We had PBE Pluto. We had Gorilla Zoe just finished up the tour in Baltimore last night, and it was amazing. So I see us moving on to, more and more artists that have larger followings. And once we get to that point, we might be able to generate enough from the ticket sales if we, to be able to cover the cost of television production or some sort of video production at that time. We're just not there right now. But yeah.
Wow. All right, so I got one more question, G, because that was dope right there. That was dope. All right, so, of course I know, and I know you know, that record companies they go to people like y'all when they think of breaking a record. So I remember when I was younger, going into labels like Atlantic Records, I would see like a stack of records on the floor. And I'm like, yo, okay, I knew radio runners ran the artists. So I'm like, they not taking the whole record, is they? So I'm just saying, in the elevation of this, and for the people who don't know, can you tell them, because people don't really understand that y'all are the ones that the record labels go to.
Absolutely. Yeah, see, there's since DSPs and since bots, there's been people who have discovered that the record labels, the major record labels, who used to refer to themselves as the NARM, the National Association of Recordings Merchandisers. And that's really important to know because it was like 13. And those 13, that I'm a Libra, just like my friend Julie Cosner, who's asking me to shout her out. No, but I'm a Libra just like Nasty Nice. And I'm motivated by like purely by equality a lot of times, and it gets me in trouble sometimes. So what I was in a discussion that my distributor, the guy that offered me the contract and that got me the global distribution package about 10 years ago, when he told me that they were removing the word trap from the search engines, right? It made me say why, so I said, why is that? He said, well, they're going to have it focus on EDM music because of the Me Too movement. They're saying that the category of trap within hip hop is too vulgar and too offensive. So for a while, for like 6 years, you could not find trap music by simply typing in trap.
Woo.
And that was big to me because I said, you know what? There's a group of people at the top that you might call them gatekeepers, but they do have a relationship and they are meeting, and they're making a decision for everyone that trap music is not going to be the word trap music is not going to serve up any more artists that would be considered trap artists within this community, which to me was taking away all the traffic, all the money, all the branding, all the keywording, all the work that had been put in place by these trap artists. And so that kind of showed me that that's bullying. You know what I'm saying? They just basically said, we don't want young black men with gold teeth and locks to be millionaires from selling their music and their thoughts and creativity. I said, that's not balanced. That's messed up. So that's what really had me focus on how the keywording is so impactful to an artist's sales. But artists need to be more considerate of their genre and how many people there really are, how many people are really going to listen to that style of music. And that's what the labels do. They look at which DJ groups, DJ cores, whatever it is, and they try to bring them this song so that they can pad the bot numbers, because everyone's using bots. Taylor Swift to the guy down the street, your little local person, all of them down the line are using a certain percentage of bots, but the labels know that you have to balance those figures with actual Shazams, people that are hearing it played. And they've got an algorithm that tells them whether somebody's got way too many plays and only got this many. You got 400 people on Spotify, but you got 400,000 plays on Spotify. How did those 400 people play it 10,000 times last year? You getting X'd because they know that's BS. So you have to have a balance. And that's what they're doing. They're balancing the algorithm so they know what the ratio is. And they use the DJ pools to increase the amount of Shazams and shares and actual likes and people that are actually going to follow and actual songs on hard drives. Our Seratos, when Nasty's playing, he's using a program called Serato. I get those. Every DJ in the group is supposed to download their Serato report and send it to me. It leaves a timestamp of not only every song they played, but what time they played it, what BPM it was played at, what key it was played at, the title, all of that information. So this is us taking back control of the data so that we can now negotiate from a point of understanding. And that's what I'm trying to get people to understand is like, if we all come together, we can reclaim our music and not let anyone determine to us what it's going to be called. Oh, and that's how they get you. They start at the top and they'll take your whole keyword away. They took a whole keyword
Hey,
away.
Gene, would you say we're like ahead of the curve in a sense, to where sometimes the information can be so far ahead of time that some people aren't ready to receive it. Is that true to say that statement I just said? Maybe.
I think it is, but I think that the powers that be are undervaluing how advanced young people are when it comes to adapting and absorbing what I just said. There's a lot of young people who sit around and look at their phone all day, but they can put together when I tell them that the power of being able to change where a keyword points. If I took your style of music and had it point to EDM, electronic dance music, where DJs get paid literally, a EDM DJ gets paid 10,000 times more than your average hip hop
Facts.
DJ, right?
Facts.
And when you look at the racial makeup or ethnic makeup of those DJs in that genre, it's tilted. You know, it's tilted. It's a majority of non-black DJs in the EDM realm, and they get paid that much more. And it's hard. Like if I wanted to come out as an EDM DJ, I would have to meet certain guidelines and regulations. I'd have to go through a screening process before I could allow my music to exist on their special DSPs that they have. But I've been peeping all this. So how did they get to own trap? You know what I mean? When trap was set to make so much money over the last six years, they shut that down. And I'm aware of that. That's a problem for me because I look at database architecture, I look at libraries, and it used to be they burn libraries down. They don't have to do that no more because they own Google. They'll just switch the words out. They'll just take YouTube and make it point to something else, point to their pockets. And that's exactly what happens. So that's what keeps me focused. That's the battery on my back. It's not about money. It's about the point of if our young people want to get this message out, it might seem sick to you. It might seem like a bunch of trauma bonding when you listen to some of these artists. But if they're giving you their expression and it's honest, then that's creativity that needs to be heard because it's going to change. We're going to raise the vibration because we ain't. It's not. You can't just keep doing. What's my man Rod Wave? You can't do Rod Wave for 4 years. We're gonna change it. It's always changing.
Yeah, that's great. That's great. DR, you got something for him, DR? I know you do.
Yeah, I got two last questions. Okay, so for my first question, I seen back in 2002 you worked for Cole Hand. So my question is for like independent
Hey.
artists that's working a normal 9 to 5 and they trying to get in a bag, get into like the actual industry. What advice do you give for those type of artists that's like struggling between work and having to, oh, let me take a break, let me go to, gotta perform this and that. What advice do you give
Ooh.
for them type of
Ooh,
artists?
I'm one of them DJs that I move like an artist. Get him, Gene. Get him, DJ Beige.
Yeah, I mean, having a 9 to 5 and being a provider is gonna be your primary objective. That's your primary objective in life. You can't forget. You can't leave that out. It's cool to chase your dreams, but it's all about timing and alignment, and you got to have a plan that makes sense. But most importantly, if you're gonna be employed and you're gonna have a resume style of seeking employment, and you're gonna work at your job, whatever you do, you have to do it as if it was your brand. You know what I mean? So when I was at Cole Haan, I studied how Nike had purchased Cole Haan, and I studied how much they sold it for after they. I studied how they got the shares up. I studied how they went to certain demographics and they shifted the way the shoes were meant for, let's say, white school teachers since 1933. That's what they specialized in. I'm just being honest with you. I noticed how ergonomically they made the heel and toe box of the shoes naturally narrow because they didn't want wide-footed, heavy women wearing their shoes. I noticed that they signed tennis deals for Anna Kournikova and not Serena Williams. I noticed these things about the transition. So it's really about who you are. Build your brand no matter who you work for. Pay attention to that and apply it to your own brand as you move forward. Because if I had never noticed those things and if I had never learned the level of branding to where you can change that these shoes don't fit certain people, that's the same way as taking somebody's keyword away. You know what I'm saying? They don't make wide heeled shoes in Cole Haan. They didn't do that ever. And when Nike took them, they created a whole new line that had air bubbles in the bottom and they charged an extra $150. And people
That's
bought them.
crazy. That's
And I
crazy.
watched it. The stock went crazy. I was getting shares while I was working there, And I ended up starting my first crypto purchases off of liquidating my Nike shares, and I started buying and trading cryptocurrency just off of that. So no matter what you do, you have to get your alignment together and do your best, no matter what it is. If you committed to that, you got to commit to something and then put your brand on it. And if you can't do that, you give it 2 weeks and you leave with some dignity as well. But yeah, no matter what, it doesn't matter if you got to wash dishes every day or wash cars. It doesn't matter what you're doing. You got to do it like it's your brand, or it's not going to matter at all. It doesn't matter how your creativity is going to be just as terrible as your employment.
That's fire. That's good advice, y'all. Hope y'all listening. Okay, and for my last question, I know you've been into photography, you've done media, you've done video editing, being an author, this and that. But word on the street is you organized the first barbecue battle.
Oh,
Um,
hey.
so can you tell us about that?
No, I didn't organize it. What had happened was, I just okay. My baby sister, when I was a kid, she's autistic, and back then you didn't have people that would come to your house, and you didn't have a place to send them. So it was the older sibling's job to watch it. So I started having to cook dinner, and I got really good at cooking, and it became one of the ways I express my creativity. And so when I got to grilling, I got a chance to get outside on the grill. I would blend what I had learned cooking all the recipes for my sister and having dinner ready for my mom and dad when they got home and just showing off. I got a chance to do that at what's called the Safeway. It was a Safeway barbecue battle at the time. It's the largest barbecue battle in the country. It was on Pennsylvania Avenue, right in the middle of Washington D.C. And I went in with a friend of mine. Shout out Derek Wood, the mayor of Dumfries, Virginia. Uh, I went in with him. He was a star of the show. We raised money for his booth, and I was gonna submit one grilled meat, and it was lamb. And out of all the meats that were selected, I was the only one that got the trophy. So my lamb won against. I don't know if anybody's in the barbecue community, but they have like a whole television show, reality TV show with these guys like Tuffy from Cool Smoke and Myron Mixon, who has whole barbecue grills selling at Ace and True Value all over the country. And I whooped him too. He can't beat me. He can't beat me on the grill.
I know that's right. I know that's
Get
right.
him. Get him.
All right, y'all. Back to y'all.
Hey, man, look, man, in case y'all don't know, man, Gene is being like super humble tonight. I'm a real one. The show is raw, uncut, no filter, no script. Gene hit me up, like, what kind of questions are you asking so I can prepare? You know what I'm saying? I told him, Remo, I said, hey, bro, we real homegrown. We just roll, bro. Ain't nothing you can't handle. You know what I'm saying? My line, Gene, like, ain't nothing you can handle, bro. Like, my co-host gonna ask you some stuff. Like, we got no script, man. He's super humble, man. He's loved the questions tonight. He's not really telling y'all he's really connected. I don't know if a lot of people just don't know. He's not like the celebrity to what he does. He's actually doing what he does, and he's not looking for the recognition. He's found a way to make residual income with what he does. He's found a way to invest in himself. He's found a way to actually reach out to others that want to be involved with what he's doing, and he's tapped in with so many things and so many networks. Some things we haven't even spoke on. Like, he got a lot going on. So real quick, Gene, what I like to do is I give this open question to every interview person that we bring on, that we interview, and it's like, what's something we haven't asked you that you want to speak on? So maybe something funny, a good time, bad time, something you've been through, something you just want to totally say that we probably haven't asked as, guests coming on ask you something. And, when every person come on, they usually probably got something in their mind like, yo, they ask me this, I'm going to say this. But it's like an open question format with this one. What do you like to say to everybody?
Oh man, I just want people to really understand that there's got to be an understanding of we're all energy. And when you look at some of the things that I discovered, the the energy comes in all different formats, right? But the reason why I'm focused not so much on material gains is because there's a system. And as human beings, we're our brain is set up for pattern recognition. That's how we're built. And even people come in certain archetypes and patterns. and you have to nurture this side of yourself, because as a child you weren't rewarded for using that intuition. You were kind of, you were shunned and you were shoved something else. So I try to keep people opening up their awareness and understanding we need to heal each other, and we need to grow together, and we need to start with understanding it's about energy, which is why DJs, they set the energetic environment every single time they start up, whether they're at a wedding or whether they're at a strip club. It's their responsibility. And music is such a huge part of the landscape, because if you look around at some of these places, if you were hanging out there without a drink, without music, you'd be like, why the hell am I in this rat hole?
Yeah,
But the music makes it
somebody
something
got some music
completely
on.
different, right?
Yes.
So I just want people to understand there's a whole nother world beyond money, beyond the material, and I try to get people around me to understand that we need to focus on that and nurture that in each other and cherish it, man, because life is short. Life is short, man. You gotta live with this identity that you can identify things that are energetic and beyond material. It'll motivate you.
Absolutely. Gene, I got one for you.
What up?
How much have you seen me evolve since we first met, since I've been in Coalition? And can you tell them some of the things I do as a DJ, bro? I went super hard to get this MVP. I want to share this with you personally live on the radio. I went so hard one year. Alexis was in, my manager, you know what I'm saying, brought her in. Things didn't work. She moved to Atlanta, yada, yada. I went so hard, like going on my second year for this award, right? And that very first year, I was going so crazy. I never forget, Sip took the stage and said, he looked at me when he got his award. And this was his first one. He's like, Nasty, I know you coming for me. And I've only been in less than a year at that time, right? Like, everybody saw my energy was crazy, right? This OG dude, he could scratch, he coming in crazy, right? So, boom. I remember that moment, and I went, like, super hard a year after that, right? And I didn't get it again. And Sip got it, right? I was like, damn. Like, I was heartbroken. I didn't give up, and I went stupid hard again. And I got that joint, man, MVP. Long live DJ Nano Award, man. Like, it was crazy. But, Gene, what have you seen me, how much have you seen me evolve, bro, since you've met me and I've been with Coalition and rocking with you, bro? Let these people know a little something about Nasty that you know that's valuable. Good or the bad? Talk to him, bro.
Yeah. What I've seen, no doubt, no, there's not a harder working DJ in the crew, and probably in the entire Coalition DJs. There's probably not a harder working DJ. I would say there can't be, because thing about being in the military, having that background, is you understand that having a group of people is one thing, but having a group of soldiers that are disciplined, you can move mountains. And understanding discipline, that's what makes you work. That's what they identify as your work ethic, and everybody else, they're annoyed by it, because by we call it helping your buddy out. In the military, you're supposed to help your buddy out. If his collar's messed up, if he's looking sloppy, if he's late, you're supposed to straighten him out. You're not coming down on him, but you're telling him, look, man, you're representing all of us. And Nasty and we clicked immediately because of our military background and our respect for discipline, especially within an organization, because the value of an organization is only, you know what I'm saying? It's like, they have this saying that you can, what is it? A army of sheep led by a lion is more powerful than an army of lions led by a sheep, right? And our goal is to have an army of lions led by lions. That's our goal, and Nasty is one of those. So he immediately he takes to leadership, and a lot of people aren't comfortable being followers. They never been a follower, never been made to learn how to be a good follower. Nasty is that. And then you see now he's in a position where he's become a leader. He's created a community. People can trust and believe that when he says he's going to do something, he has the integrity to follow through. And if you don't have any integrity, there's no way anybody can attach themselves to you. And without that, you have no way of people making a commitment. And commitment is where you find strength. That's where the two pieces of the chain lock together, is through commitment. So we need a value chain created. Nasty's done amazing stuff. He won't stop traveling. He gets out. He gets into these markets. He gets into people's faces, tell them what he's gonna do, and then he goes out and does it. So they gotta believe him. There ain't nobody else doing what he's doing. You know, you're not taking a chance dealing with Nasty because he's gonna get it done if he says he's gonna do it. You know, so it's that's what it's about. It's that integrity and that not fearing leadership. That's what makes Nasty Nice special. That's why he's gonna continue being special. And he's a problem for people trying to get that award this year. They better work hard.
Yo, bro. Hey, look, man. Whether I do or don't get it, bro, you know what? I'm setting the bar so crazy, bro. You know, bro. I love what I do, man. So I'm applauding for whoever do get it. If I don't, man, you know what I'm saying? We're a team, bro. And I just appreciate you really just giving my flowers and let people know, you know, since you've met me, how hard I've worked, bro, you know, putting on festivals in my city, traveling to Richmond, coming back and going to work on 4 hours of sleep. Like, you know, just going hard, man, and believing what I do, man. And I appreciate you saying it because First Lady almost said the exact same thing. It's like, yo, if Nasty Tate, he going to do it, he going to go show you. And that's why my managers believe in me. Jimmy, I picked him up. He watched me for a whole year before he locked in with me. I've been going crazy, man, put this whole show together. Remo's been rocking with me for years. That's really family. He's linked in with a lot of people, more than me probably. Brought him in. We found Dior. Brought her on. She got her thing going on. It's perfect fit, man. Everything's been clicking. I just been going crazy, Gene, trying to do what I can do, bro. And, you know, when I got that award, man, I ain't going to front, man. That award, that shit meant so much, bro. Like, that's been the whole drive. Ever since that award, I've picked up 7 radio shows. You know what I'm saying? I've made A&R. I never forget the day I got it. It was crazy, bro. I didn't know what to say. I'm one of them guys that really like to pop my mess. And I get real humble when it's the winning moment. I get humble. All the way up to that, I'll pop my trash. But when I got it, it was crazy. And then I was talking, and I remember Gene saying, and he's an A&R. Like, you know, Gene been behind me. Then I bump heads with Sleep, and I was like, you know, I'm just celebrating I got the trophy because when you're around winners and you celebrate, they clapping. That ain't nothing to them. They happy that you made it. You know, for the most part. But I had to dumb it down because of my energy. And Gene was like, nah, you better tell him. It's MVP. I've been in Richmond, man, pulling up, introduce myself humbly. Gene get the mic and be like, nah, Mr. MVP. Like, yeah, he let it be known, man. And I never forget, man, I'm just venting on air live. Being in Hampton when Sip got his twice, he came down to Hampton and he got the mic. And he said it like, yeah, in case y'all didn't know, Mr. MVP 2 times in a row. I never forget when he said that. I was like, I want 1, 2. I just want 1, 2. Big shout to DJ Blue Star 2 in a row. Big shout to DJ Big Sip, man, 2 in a row. Big shout to Nasty for 1. We're going on our 6th anniversary in June. Nasty might get a second one. You might double. I'm going crazy. And if I don't, man, I'm clapping for whoever gets it, man.
You're going to get it because you've been going hard.
But you know what? I'm clapping for whoever wins, man, because it's all a team effort. And I just love to work, man. You know what I'm saying? My blessings are coming, man, because I'm putting this work in, man, and Gene's been behind me. Gene's been a big asset to me taking my business to the next level, my career, and everything I'm doing, man. I'm just so humble and blessed to have him on the show, take his time coming here and rap with everybody, give the free game, man. We've had X, Filthy Rich. We've had Funky. We've had Sleep. Like the coalition, heavy hitters, the chap. Now we gotta get First Lady on here. Jay Prag. We gotta get KT. I'm tapped in with a lot of people in the organization, man. So I gotta get everybody on, man. All the head chapters, man.
But let me say something.
Go ahead, Dion.
Everybody that's tuned in right now, you know, First Lady is up for Yo ATL Rap Awards, Artists to Watch. Go vote for me. YoATLRaps.com, Artists to Watch. Dior the Chocolate Dial. Go vote as we speaking on that right now.
We're about to get Dior in the coalition loop too, Gene. Dior, she's my co-host, man, and she's an artist. She got some good music too as well. She represents for the ladies. I ain't just saying it. We play her music a lot too. We're gonna get to that to our second show tonight. So, Gene, I want to get you tapped in with Dior, man. She's about her BI. She's grinding heavy. She'll be a good asset to the team, what we doing, man. I appreciate you coming, man. But before I let you go, Gene.
Hold on, I don't want to let him go.
No, hold on. We got to get the radio shout out. Hold on. Gene been rocking with us like, I didn't think Gene was going to stay this long, man. Gene probably got things to do. Hey, Gene, but hold on real quick. Let's get the Nasty Night Show, Trap City. Shout us out. Give us a good radio drop. Stop the music. We gotta get all the artists that comes on and managements and everybody we interview. We need a good radio drop. We already got one, DJ Beige. We didn't even get to tell them about DJ Beige. I think you switched your name too. You said that earlier too. A few weeks ago, I heard you say something about switching the name. But anyway, look, hold on. Give us a quick radio drop real quick while we got you live, bro.
Yeah, this is Eugene Smith, and I'm tuned in right now to Trap City Radio with DJ Nasty Nice, Remo the A&R, and Dior the Chocolate Drop.
Hey, everybody keeps saying the chocolate. Hey, Chocolate Dog, we gotta go Chocolate Drop now. That's like the third time. No,
I'm sorry.
Hey,
I
Gene.
messed it up.
No,
I
Gene.
mean,
We've been
everybody
hearing
just
that.
said that.
Everybody
every
keeps
last
saying that.
drop, we might
I
as well.
watched Sleep do that,
No.
and I was like, no, man.
Everybody
what they doing?
say
I just
that.
did the same thing. He gonna light me up
Oh,
now because
hey,
I told him
You
about
are
it.
good. You are good.
Now the funniest one though,
Oh, man.
Sleep was in my ear in Richmond, right? Like, yo, I said it's Fabio Ocha. He asked me like 5, 6, 7 times. He asked me 5, 6, 7 times back to back. I'm in his ear like Fabio. He like, it look like Fabio. I'm like, Sleep is Fabio. I've been playing his music, bro. This guy's already in with me. I know him. Like, it's Fabio. Trust me. I had a whole interview. Sleep gets on stage, forgets again, introduce him wrong, right? And keep this in mind. Fabio's drop, like Logan is, it's Logan. Fabio's drop is, what's wrong with him, right? So a lot of people don't know that. What's wrong with him? So Sleep gets up there, chopping Dice's name all up, right? And when Fabio came out and he said his name the right way and said, what's wrong with him? I about died, bro, on stage. Sleep said, bro.
That was a funny night. We had people falling off the stage. That was a funny night. That was a funny night in Richmond.
He fell off the stage a couple times too, didn't he?
We had a couple bloopers. That was a great night. That was hilarious.
Absolutely, man. We put on, man, Coalition DJs. Make sure y'all get in the loop with us. Artists tap in. We get y'all in that DMV market, which is Richmond, Maryland, Virginia. We do it once a month. We have a big headliner each and every month. Tap in. These shows are great. This is not a review. It's not no panel. That's the artists getting their performances in front of the proper crowds, networking heavy, and getting the music to the DJs. Because what we do after we do the new music tours, we're putting the music in the box, and we're actually voting on the music. And we're putting it in the box. Who's priority? Who got the most votes? So we're actually standing behind y'all coming to perform in these markets. And rather than you pay $50 for somebody to give you some advice online, you might as well pay $50 to come perform in person and get a lot more traction out your music, especially if it makes sense. It's called marketing and invest in yourself. Do it. Jump in the loop. I'm not saying it's $50. I was just saying if you're going to pay $50 to get on a review, spend that, or come travel and get your music to the DJs. Make sure you're in front of the proper panel. Just don't perform and open up for Lil Baby and you're an artist that got R&B music and you're going to a trap party or an event thinking I'm in front of all these people. They're not going to pull out their phone and follow you. You better off being in front of 5 people that can change your life and possibly put you in position way better than 5 to 6, 10,000 fans that ain't listening for you, just waiting for the headliner. So artists, make sure you invest your music and your time into the right platforms. Get with the DJs. We still have the power, and we're gaining the power. The labels are losing the power slowly, and the DJs are regaining it back because it's going back to that. It's going back to their.
You know why? You know why that's happening, Nasty?
Why's that?
Because radio is dying between the demographics of listeners that tune in to the music that you play and that our DJs play. Those ages 16 to 36, they don't listen to the radio. It's just not happening. When my teenage kids get into the car, they put the joints in their ear and they're listening to their own. Everybody got their own sound that they're listening to.
YouTube.
So the idea now, the radio has been replaced by algorithms. Yes. You want as many DJs to put their special spin and their special sauce and release your music as a remix so that you can show up in more people's catalogs as sounding like this. Try this, because Nasty might have it at 106 BPMs, but Big Sip might slow it down to 86.
Yes.
And DJ Best Friend might speed up to 128 and put a Jersey drill beat behind. You don't know what they're gonna do with it. So that's why we need to understand that once you're the owner of your own music and you own your own masters, you can get creative and by letting other people get creative with it. I look at the DJs like painters and artists. Y'all in the paint sales business. You want them to use your colors. You know what I mean? Yes. You got to get them to use your colors. Put it in their palette. Put it in the hands of the DJs. Be open to negotiating 5-10% for their creativity. You retain ownership of the masters and let us release a new version of your old music, and you're gonna increase the value of your catalog tenfold in such a short amount of time.
Absolutely.
So did that make media base obsolete?
Well,
In a
media
sense?
base, I have a good friend who's an attorney at media base, and he's the one that gives me the rundown as to where media base doesn't just handle radio alone, but that's the
Right.
main source. Media base, which is now Illuminate, they handle FCC guidelines, regulations, but they also clear the ownership through the Library of Congress. And there's a special process. Every single one of these artists, those 32 million that had zero plays, for the most part, those are the artists that immediately record their stuff and take it directly to DistroKid and upload it. So they allow DistroKid to go through the process of putting an ISRC code, which is a tracking code that allows, it's a standardized tracking code that allows anyone in the industry that's a music administrator or a distributor or a publishing company to track what is happening with that recording. So it's like
Right.
tags. Before you get on the highway, you got to be registered. Well, that's how you register. But why? But your ownership is like your title. So you have a registration, you have a title. They're two separate documents. So when you contact Library of Congress, you'll get back a claimant number that shows the artist this is the time that you became the owner of the rights to collect royalties of this master copy. That's what you're
Right.
waiting on from Library of Congress. That takes 28 to almost 35 days, depending on how busy they are, right? But when you get that back, at that point, you can now place an ISRC code, which is for commercial purposes only. Now you can put tags on it. But if you put tags on the car before you proved you owned it,
Mm.
they don't. They have to put you in. They have to flag your recording at Illuminate Media Base. They have to flag it and state that this recording was set up was shared for commercial purposes before the person who owns it now was actually the owner or claimed ownership from Library of Congress. So therefore, it has to be flagged, and you lose 12 different forms of possible income, such as some neighboring rights, some rights to your music sales in the form of music books. If you're a publisher, if you're a producer, these are things that composers need to understand. There's a process. You have to follow those steps. And I know it slows you down. And a lot of people that are creatives love the fact you can go straight from GarageBand to Apple Music, but you're killing your value of your catalog when you do that. And there's companies that are
Mm.
set up that will give you a loan based on the value of your catalog so that you can finance your own career and be truly independent. But no one's
Wow.
doing that. So you got a whole bunch of, that's why they call it garbage. There's 32 million songs. It's just garbage. So they're going to be changing. There's going to be some huge changes in the next 12 to 18 months with the music industry because of that. And it's going to be exciting to see.
Gene, I had a question from one of the listeners. I think I know you know him, Frank Alexander, Dyson Alexander's dad,
Oh
which
yeah.
is my buddy. That's my brother right there.
Uh-oh.
He
Uh-oh.
had a joint. The situation between Beetroot and is that like a conflict or something with the two different entities as far as an artist being on maybe both? And what's the thing with like an artist being with CEO?
Now, when it comes to individual companies, speaking outside of the mechanics of how they operate, I don't know what the internal relationship between them is. I'd have to probably do some research, or you might want to find somebody that's works there. I'm not trying to get anybody sued or be liable for anything that's
Right.
So I have no idea is the short answer. I don't know.
Right.
So but yeah, if you look into it, you'll probably, it's not too hard to find. There's things that when I say stuff like 14% of Spotify is owned by Universal, that's because I read it somewhere. So I could go and source that article, and that's where that's why I would comment on that. But if you're not tuned into that level of paying attention with distributor information, if I get something directly from a distributor then he tells me directly this is what they did, then I'll speak on that, because I feel like people should know that, and and they can see the effects of that. You can see the effects of zero number one hits out of hip hop genre in 50 years. And this is the second year we waiting. So I believe that now there's been a replacement where people are going and having to branch off and do country western, which has not been alive for probably 30 years. They're trying to breathe life back into that through
Yes.
our
Beyonce.
artistry. Yeah, that's just one. I've been seeing like 5 or 10 of them, and I'm like, I don't know. It's just strange to me that we have to placate to this. We have to push our energy through this way because of someone else's decision that ain't got nothing to do with our community. And meanwhile, it's affecting the overall value of what our young people's creativity is right now. So that's a problem, and and it only happens because we don't take initiative to create our and securitize our own stuff, and we don't have the patience for it. So a lot of people they're not going to do that. And you're going to have Post Malone touring as the number one selling hip hop artist all throughout COVID, and everybody else sitting on the bench. And that I watched that happen. So it's strange, you know. You see, there's industry plants, so they call them, but you see like your Jack Harlow's get all these movie deals and number one, selling music, and they're on the charts. XX, the only two black American male artists that I saw that were on Spotify's top 50 artists were Juice World and XX Tentacion. They're both dead. And so
Facts.
if you don't let that sink in, that there's a problem, you know what I mean? Then really not gonna be much help for you in anyway, because you don't understand how signifying that is. Well, that's confirmation. This is you want to be in the top, you're gonna be dead. We want you dead in the top. You don't get to live here.
Yo, this is DJ Page. You rocking with DJ Nasty Nice, Trap City Radio, Coalition DJ.
I had to drop that drop. I don't know if nobody. DJ Beige.
Yo, this is DJ Page. You rocking with DJ Nasty Nice, Trap City Radio.
Y'all know where I got that beige from? So look, Spotify every year at the end of the year, if you listen to Spotify, they'll send you a chart and it tells you what your aura is. And there'll be a color attached to the energy of the majority of the songs that you listen to. And so each person who gets that email from Spotify every year, there's a color. And so my daughter turned me on to that. I was like, wait a minute. So I started looking for DJ and colors because I said, if I can own a color, then I can own a whole genre. And that's why I went with, that's one of the main reasons why I went with DJ Beige, because it's probably already 600,000, 700,000 people who are going to be getting an email saying your aura is beige. All I got to do is just be DJ Beige. I'm going to match up the aura. And I already got 600,000 people. Spotify working for me. So.
Already, man.
Wow.
Coalition DJs, DMV, y'all know what's up.
Coalition DJs. DJ Nasty Nice.
We ain't doing no plan. I got the big dog in the building. Hey, Gene, bro, I appreciate you pulling up, man, rocking out with us, man. Come on the show.
Thanks for having me.
Hey, Nasty, hold on. I got a question for Jimmy.
What's up, Jimmy J?
What's up, Jimmy?
Jimmy J.
So Gene, me and Nasty was having a conversation, and he told me to wait because when you got on, I asked you this question.
Oh shit!
With all the DJs you got for the Coalition DMV, when's the radio station gonna come out?
Ooh. I don't see. I've actually been offered a programming position for a company that has 3 radio stations, and they want me to be the program manager. And the discipline required from the DJs to actually create what I need, I don't know if I'm gonna be able to get that. So I personally wouldn't say that owning a radio station is necessary right now, because of the fact that if you control the content, you don't really need to, own the radio station, because you're controlling the content. There's nobody making formulate, content that's already been structured for these radio stations. I plan on doing that. I'm trying to coach the DJs up to get us the discipline to build these 30-minute, 1-hour block segments so we can start to supply those out to these people that are looking for it. But having a radio station and being a radio station owner, that might not be something that we need to do. We might not need to. Right now, I'm focused on our Spotify playlist and how to have a whole community of playlisting, and to build sub-sites that go deep within a genre to pull in. Like right now, I'm targeting about 27,000 monthly listeners for just the genre of Afrobeats. And then all of those pages, we'll have 400 pages of Afrobeats artists, and I'll just get the DJs to make me a playlist specializing, featuring Thames, featuring Davido. And once we have those, then if we get Afrobeats artists that are local, that are independent, we just slide them onto the playlist. We just slide them onto the playlist. And we already getting 27,000 people coming for it. So I'm going to replicate that type of, use that type of keyword and SEO strategy to merge what I know from social media and traditional media and websites, of course, and pull that together with, what the DSPs are offering me, which is an embed. They allow you to embed Apple Music playlist or a Spotify playlist. We're just going to do that first. And I believe playlisting is going to give you some more longevity, because if people listen to it once they have that artist, it'll send people back to that artist catalog by suggesting them over and over again based on how they found the playlist.
Preach.
So radio doesn't do that. You know what I'm saying? Radio doesn't tell you the age and what time and how old the person, what geographic. It doesn't give you the geo-targeting data. This is a data-driven industry now. The world is going to data, and radio is lacking in being able to prove that you played my record at this time and this many people heard it for sure, and they downloaded this and they liked and shared. It can't do all of that. It's just a radio wave flying through the air, and if you don't have it digitally, I think people are understanding that the value is lost. So yeah, it's really about the playlist right now, and we're gonna take that over first.
What's up, Maryland? Okay, Maryland in the building. I see y'all. We shout at y'all. We gotta get Maryland in the building. Hey, Gene, who is this?
I go through when young.
Who is this, Gene?
DMVP. DMVP.
Who is DMVP to you?
I might throw a 3-5
Yo,
on
that's
the scale
nephew.
to make
That's
a
nephew
sale.
right there.
I be high as hell on birthday, y'all, can't you tell?
What'd he say?
CMI Beats, OG Cano at CMI Studios. Come back.
That's my joint,
Yo, see the thing about, look, when Sleep brought me to play, when Sleep came to me straight out of Atlanta, he was ready to go with this Coalition DJs thing. I said, man, none of these DJs have ever heard of the Coalition DJs. And of course, Blue Star happens to be, from Houston. He knew of the Coalition DJs. And Big Sip, who native of Mississippi at first, he heard of the Coalition DJs. But the rest of the DJs, they were like, who's that? And Baltimore was like, huh? What's that? So we basically had to build that entire thing. But he came and met up with me, and Sleep, if you know Sleep, he is insistent. He will show up every single time and be like, you ready to go? Ready? Come on, man. We got to do it. And I was helping out at CMI Studios, was right up the street from my house. So he was driving all the way from DC to CMI. And DMVP was there with OG Cano, and we started doing some videos, and OG Cano was producing a show. We were going to tell people about the Coalition DJs, and we started it right there in CMI Studios in Dumfries, Virginia, with OG Cano, and DMVP was the host. And yeah, so it's been a long ride since then. That was about 6 years now. And yeah, I've watched them develop and grow. And the DMVP is a genius, man. This guy knows every word of every 350 songs that he himself has written and recorded. But he also knows every word to songs that were big when I was like 7 years old, and knows the stories behind what the rapper was beefing with the other one. He told me that White Lines, what it was about. I didn't know that 3 stripes on the Adidas had anything to do. I don't come up like that. I don't know. He told me about Turbo and Ozone. I had to think about it. So when I was watching breakdance movies, Turbo and Ozone was code names for cocaine, and I didn't even know. I was like, Ozone, that's an ounce. I was like, dang, it changed the whole movie for me. I said, damn, I was a little kid not knowing nothing about this. P schooled me. That's what I mean. We got to tap in with the youth because they know things, and then we got to impart it into them so we can jump time, man. We can jump time by just paying attention to the OGs, and the OGs pay attention to the young boys. We got to do this.
Wow, that's big. It's
big. Big Gene in the building. Hold on, let me get to one real quick and let Gene close it out. Y'all ready? Let's go.
Now everybody just slow on down.
DJ Tank Beats. What's the name of that song, Tank Beats?
For the ride, it's almost about time for the Saturday Night Live. Now everybody just grab your friends, cause we stepping in the clubs till the sun comes in. But tell me if you really gonna enjoy the vibes, cause me and my team, yeah, we about to go live.
I like this artist, y'all. Her name is TC versus Chance. This joint classic.
We keep on drinking like it's going
out of style.
So my friends, I need you and
you.
Hit the floor, so I'ma tell you what to do. Keep on grooving till Sunday morning. Yo, bartender man, keep the drinks.
Hey, taking shots to the early morning.
Dance to the break of dawn. Keep on dancing now. That's what we came before.
This joint make me dance.
Taking shots to early morning. Dance to the break of dawn. That's what we came before. That's what we came.
Hey, Gene, I got on Millionaire Mindset shirt.
I see you.
This is the moment to let it all hang out.
Let hang out, sipping on that Hennessy light.
miss out the moment. This is the moment to let it all hang out.
Man, this is a classic. I need this artist. Watch this part right here. Listen.
Oh,
Saturday, I'm in the mood.
I'm feeling free, I'm feeling no sorrow.
Okay, I hear you, Nasty.
Talk
Let's
to
go.
him. I gotta sing. Hey.
Yeah, I'm feeling high.
Greatest show on the planet, Nasty Night Show.
It's me, oh, feeling great, feeling good. Yeah, I'm hella lit.
You sound like Jay-Z. Listen.
So I'm drinking it up. We wild and homie, like 2 Live Hype Crew, 2 Live.
You sound like Jay-Z.
Come on, homie, and have a good time.
She sound like Foxy Brown. Listen.
The vibe, we gon' rock till daylight saves. Good vibrations, grooving like Temptations.
Man, he's killing it, homie.
Thanks you too. Been tearing up the dance floor with my whole crew.
Yo, you wanna chill with me and mine?
For sure, good times, good people, good vibes.
Sure enough.
2 more.
That's cool. Let me buy you another drink. So what you wanna do?
Man, this is crazy.
We keeping it cool. We staying real turn. We
In the mood. Don't inside of the moment. This is the moment to let
Sing
it
it.
all hang out. Hey, sipping on this Henny light. This is the moment. Yo, hold on. Give me some auto-tune. Put me in the booth. Hey, that song right there, that joint nasty, bro. TC versus Chance. Jamal Marvel, man, I done told him if y'all push this and that's cleared, that vibe on that, man, I can play that at the reunions. That's radio play. He got that Pharrell Jay-Z sound on the break when he come on. Oh, and I'm gonna say like R. Kelly a little bit too. Oh, Saturday I'm in the mood. I was like, hold on, bro. Like this joint like something I heard. I don't know, Gene. Am I tripping, Gene? Give me a 60-second review, Gene. Am I tripping? Tell me, Gene. Give me your feedback. Come on, let's go.
No, it's definitely commercial. It's a commercially viable product. You gotta give props to that type of production, because that person's got their mindset on being larger than local, being larger than indie local. So you got to do that. You got to give props to producers who can produce songs that will play, and even dancing. This generation don't dance no more, but you know how many dance clubs there are in the world? They need that. They want that from us, from our people here. So that's what's missing. But yeah, when I hear that, that's definitely
for sure.
That's definitely a good look right there.
All right, y'all, we got 2 minutes on the countdown. I gotta get this Gorilla Zoe in here, man, going up.
Cutter Classics.
Shout out to Cutter Classics. Somebody screen record this one. I like this one, Gene. Tank Beast told me to play this. I'm just the real one. I do what I do.
Go up. We finna go up.
DJ Nasty Nice. We've been watching you do your thing.
Somebody tag Gorilla Zoe live.
But you pick it back up for the team. If you know what I mean.
Oh,
it's not a regular fling. This is the real thing. It's time.
Tank Beast, what up? Screen recording.
Tonight you gon' get your wing.
Trap City like, whoa.
Trap City Radio. Hood fame. We finna go up.
Hey, Gene, I ain't hit my drop. Pull up on me.
Go higher. Vibration higher. Walk with my side.
This Gorilla Zoe, man. Y'all ain't ready.
Heart to lion. I have time.
I'm going crazy.
Tiger like the Coalition DJs. We walk on DJ Nasty Night. The sons of daughters. Power from pop.
Talk to him like.
See you the chocolate dog. What's happening? That boy Remo, the A&R. I see.
Don't know what they taught you. But tonight we got.
Let's go, G.
Go. We finna go up.
We going up. We going up.
Higher.
We going up. Let's go.
Do your thing. Coalition DJs. But you pick it back. Nasty Night. If you know
What up, Tank Beast? Let's go.
This not a regular fling.
Hooligan Express, let's get it.
Time you be living your dream. Tonight you gon' get
Coalition DJs DMV.
Go up. Go, we finna go up. Higher. Go, we finna go up.
Hey yo, Coalition DJs. It's your boy Big Snoop Dogg. Give me some of that gangsta.
Zoe came different on that, man. Big shout out to Zoe.
Let me tell you something. Let me tell you something about Zoe real quick. I know you got 2 minutes.
Yeah, definitely.
Zoe, in that song right there, when he's talking about going up, he's talking about a part of the plan. The vibration has to raise. We have to raise the vibration. And when he was talking about Heart of a Lion, he's trying to get people to understand there's a thing called an anima, which is there's the animal in man. So he's going esoteric on this stuff. And that's where we need to be in order to raise the vibration. Because we've seen what happens when we go demonic on stuff. People start acting out in demonic ways, right? And bad things happen. And the music is the carrier for that. It's called a precursor to the message. So if you raise the message, people don't have to understand, but they're going to respect it. And it's the DJ's job to filter it and make sure that you're responsibly directing the party as a master of your craft. So I challenge you, Nasty, and all the other DJs listening to make sure that you pull the most high vibration material out of these artists and make sure we get a hold of that, because that's what Zoe is doing, man. He needs support.
Hey, bro, you got a second to send me that song you and Zoe did so I can play it?
Nah, I can't do that. That's gonna violate all kinds of copyright infringement. I'll never do that to him. No, Zoe would have to get clearance and send that. I can't do that.
That's hot though. Y'all got one, bro. I gotta try, bro. Like, I gotta ask. Like, oh, would be right if I didn't ask. That joint is definitely fire, bro. It's got content in it, so you know I just had to shoot my shot. You know what I'm saying? You got exclusive, man. Hey, Gene, I appreciate you pulling up on us, man. The Nasty Nice Show, DJ Nasty Nice, man.
Coalition DJs.
Big 930, we in the building. Dior, the Chocolate Dog, my co-host. Remo, my co-host. Remo, what y'all got? What your clothes for, Gene? Before we go, Remo. Got anything to say to him before we dip out? We know we got to start another show after this, so we.
Man, I just salute you for stepping in here, Gene, and giving us a chance to interview you, man. It was a pleasure. I can't say no more, man. It was a pleasure.
Yes.
Hey, pleasure's all mine. I appreciate y'all having me. I'm gonna get it right, Chocolate Dog, next time.
Same here. Thanks for coming through and vibing with us tonight. We appreciate you for stopping through. And you are good. You know what I'm saying? You ain't the only person to call me that. You know what I'm saying? I'm chocolate. As long as you got the chocolate part right, we good. We good.
Yeah. We in the build, man. Appreciate everybody pulling up, man. Get my team take a break, man. Dior, she's on the road. We're going to start back up 8 p.m. Eastern time, man. We just going to hang out right here in the Zoom, reload everything up. We going raw, man. Hey, if you still got time, man, you in with the family and everything, Gene, man, rock out with us on the radio, man. We starting right back up at 8 o'clock. I hate to stop the radio. The fans is pouring in, man. Shout out to Gene, man. Getting a lot of supporters coming in. Big shout out to Remo. Got all the supporters on the radio, man. We appreciate that love out there, man. For real. We trying to go up. We on 8 radios, man. We going crazy. Everybody go vote for me. Everybody go hit Gene and check him out, man. The DC Life magazine. Everybody hit Gene up, blow his inbox up and say nasty, nice, nasty, nice. Everybody go vote for me. There's no voting poll for the DJ of the year, but y'all just go push the narrative. Y'all just go push that real quick for me, please. I got to have one more. I need one more. I got the first one. It made me thirsty. I'm sorry. I don't mean nothing by this.
Tell him pull up on you at 8 o'clock, man.
For sure, man.
I'm about to be out.
Appreciate the love, Gene. That's what's up. Trap City, we in the building. It's the Nasty Night Show. Remo the A&R, Dior the Chocolate Dog. Hey, Dior, we got you a new name, Dior. The Chocolate Drop. Chocolate Drop. It's official. Chocolate Drop in the building. Dior the Chocolate Dog, a.k.a. the Chocolate Drop.
Might as well. Everybody keeps saying this.
Yeah, they branding the fuck out that shit.
Yeah, might as well.
Dior, she out here in Carolina, man. Tap in, y'all. Anybody close to Queen City, tap in with her, man. She's out there in Charlotte, man. I think that's the what's the Charlotte area code? Is that the 704? Yeah, that's the 704. 704 in the building, Charlotte. What up? Remo in the building, New York. Radio station jumping, man. Look, we gotta stop and reload. We just need like 20-minute break. My team, we gonna sit in the box right here and vibe out real quick. Dior, she doing her thing. Jimmy in the box. We going crazy, man. Big shout out to Gene Coalition DJs, man. Music administrator tapping in with us, going crazy. Free game, man. We.
So what we gonna do? We gonna tell them to come back in 60 seconds, something like that.
Nah, they got time to go get them a drink, grab some food, get some popcorn, whatever they doing, man. Plug it to the AUX, charge their phone up. Everybody's in the box, man. The link doesn't change. It's the same link everybody on the radio station. All we're going to do is just stop this one, start again. We're going to go live back on the meeting. In case y'all don't know, man, check the website out too, djnastynice.com. That's DJNAZTEENYCE. Not nasty like a stripper. It's NAZTEENYCE. Go get that. Go to the website. Hit
yes. Come back. Make sure y'all come back because we're going to be playing music. We're going to be going crazy. Interview part is over.
Yeah, we're going crazy. Big shout out to Gene pulling up, man.
Coalition DJ.
Yes. Love.
Yeah, we just had Chubbs this week, man. Crazy week, man. We got Niecy J, man. End of the weekend, all Sunday vibes, man. Come in. Sucker Free Sunday. We in the build live. We got Niecy J, man. She going crazy. She rapping for the ladies. I know Dior gonna be excited, man, like it was for Envious, man. When them ladies come in the building, y'all got y'all's chemistry. I just can't equal up to y'all's chemistry. Y'all women, hey, y'all.
Yeah, me and my girl Envy, we about to collab on some stuff. I'm coming out that way. I'm on a little tour thing, and already reached out. We got some stuff popping when I get up there.
Everybody that's on the radio, look, man, please don't forget, man. Come right back, yo. That shit is less like 15 minutes East Coast time, West Coast time, 15 minutes across the world time, wherever you at. Lock in for the evening show, man. Get your pregame before you go out. Maybe you in the crib, maybe you playing cards, maybe you hosting, y'all just hanging out, bunch of the fellas, ladies, family, whatever y'all doing. You might be coupled up, booed up, man. Tap into the show. We come with the jokes, we come with the laughs. Yeah, I got crazy conversation to open up with the team. Hey, man, we're going to rock out, man. So whoever can come back, come back. Let's do what we do. Trap City, the Nasty Night Show. Hey, Remo, what's your slogan, Remo? Hold on, let Remo get his slogan, y'all. Wait a minute.
Oh, like my boy Tef Street Black would say, get money and stay in the house. You know how it go. And I'm going to say, yo, make sure you get home safe.